Yes. So yeah, got a divorce. Then fucking the pandemic happened. Between
Well,
my
there's a little something
divorce,
that happened in between that too, right?
you?
Yeah, me.
Yeah, yeah, of course. I met Joseph. Maybe we should go over our story again at some point.
Yeah, let's go over our story to start season 4.
Yeah, okay, let's give them like the brief version of that. Because if they want the long version, I think we went on off for 2 episodes about it. But I've been married before. It was a 7-year relationship. Found out he had been cheating on me most of our marriage. I still don't even know the full extent of that because I just accepted that I will never know. So got a divorce. There's so much nuance that I can go into about that. It wasn't because he cheated that I got a divorce, but that just kind of anyway.
Played its role.
Yep, that's played its role. Got a divorce. Saw this sexy guy in my Toastmasters class.
I have never been married. Came close a few times, but realized that was a terrible decision. And so my prior story to Toastmasters where we met was I was fancy free. I don't know exactly the period of time, but I think it was about 2 or 3 years
yeah.
of spreading my wild oats.
Gentleman of fortune,
Extremely. I served nobody but myself, and it had its ups and downs. But then joined Toastmasters, and
sorry, is Zoom using the right mic?
Yeah,
okay.
It is.
Okay, cool.
Trust me. The studio is prime. That's another thing for season 4. We've gone through a couple of studios here with the Hardest and Muscle podcast, but season 4 studio, we'll have to put up some stuff on the Patreon because
we should nice. Some behind the scenes so they can see us.
Yeah,
this is a green screen behind us.
No, it's not. We are literally on a frozen lake right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's so chills.
So Toastmasters.
Yeah, so I had joined Toastmasters about 3 months before I knew I was gonna get a divorce because I wasn't sure. And so Joseph was in Toastmasters, and I was like, man, do not keep imagining him without a shirt on, Jordin. Like, get your shit together. We don't know what we're gonna do yet. But then so I was like pretty cold to you.
You were very, very like not interested. You definitely were throwing out that vibe of I
also wasn't wearing my ring.
No, see, that was the thing. Back in those days, that was the first thing when I saw someone attractive. I would check to see if they had a ring, and you did not.
I did not.
But I figured you had probably a boyfriend or a relationship because you did not show any interest. And I was like, well, we'll see about this. This one might take a little while, but it was well worth it because I remember the first time you walked in, I was just like, whoa, who is that? It's one of those things when you start something new and you're like, maybe this will be the place that I'll meet someone really great. And then it turns out to be true. And you're like, oh, wow, there's that really great person I've been like kind of hoping and wishing would come along. It took a few months of
well, because I just decided within myself I was not going to get anybody else involved until I decided what I wanted to do. Yeah, because I wanted to decide because it was something like that I wanted, not because I had feelings for somebody else or whatever. So then once I decided, what did I do?
Well, it started very casually where you actually like made contact with me, and during Toastmasters you give speeches and then everyone claps a lot and they write you little notes and critiques on these little baby sheets of paper. And I don't think you had ever written anything for me, but you wrote a little thing that said fantastic job
with a smiley face,
with a little smiley face. And I was like, all right, it's on. There's signs of life here.
And you had that up on your desk, didn't you?
I pasted that. Yeah, the place I was working, I pasted that right on the bottom of my monitor. So I saw it all the time. So I was like,
oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
I think we still have that somewhere.
We do somewhere. And it didn't take long from that they had to like elect officials for the club.
Oh, God, I got roped into that shit.
So you joined as an official. So I was like, perhaps I will also become an official in some manner, and that way I can get more time to be close to you and work my magic. And it didn't take long. I think it was like a couple weeks after that we had our summer get together with the club, and you had been showing signs of life and being a little bit more friendly, and you sat next to me a few times and we had exchanged some casual words. Yeah.
I think you let me borrow your pen once or twice.
Of course I did. But yeah, in my mind I was like, all right, this is progressing very steadily. We'll give it a couple more weeks, and then maybe I'll ask her out just to see. Didn't want to rush it. And at our company picnic, which was, a speech club's picnic, but we were chatting it up and having a good time, and then you pieced out, and I had actually something that I was going to be doing later in the evening. So I think
I didn't piece out on that one. As far as I was concerned, I thought we had already made plans to grab a drink afterwards.
Yeah. But when you left and I left, and then it was like, let's go get a drink.
Well, yeah, I asked you if you wanted to get a drink at McMenamins. Oh, McMenamins.
Yeah, so went to the local watering hole and started to have a pretty great little date.
It was easy.
It was super easy and
super fun.
And fun, just like really open and actually pretty vulnerable to start with.
Well, yeah, it was me.
Yeah. And then as we were kind of wrapping things up, you put your offer on the table.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna be straight up about this. I'm not gonna try to hide anything. I was like, look, I'm going through a divorce right now. I'm just looking to have a good time. Like, if you want to Netflix and chill sometime. Or then we talked about your bike. I was like,
yeah, I had a motorcycle at the time. Yeah.
I still remember the first time I wrapped my arms around you on your motorcycle and felt your abs. I was like, oh my God. It was like my sweet woman, my body had such like a visceral response to that.
Yeah, that was magic. That was the next day.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the next day.
That was the next day.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because you had something to do. I thought for sure we were gonna fuck that night. I was like, nobody is gonna like turn me down. You're like, I have plans. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I know. I guess you did.
I was being very honest with you. I was just like, well, I had not expected this in the least, and especially not this like grand proposal. And I really was at a point where I was like, man, am I making a mistake? And I was like, well, I've chosen to be honest with people these days, and so I'm going to be honest with this person and see where it leads me. And I think
I thought it was actually low-key sexy.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that you kept to your commitments. I was like, oh, he's like that. All right, okay, making me wait for it.
But I think it was not like 5 or 10 minutes after I jumped in my car and gotten into a way that I was like texting you like, hey, I'm free tomorrow. Like